All right, let's talk about how to plan a great retreat and what a great retreat planner does. First off, let's talk about budget. Ideally, your constitution already talks about that, and for a 3 to 4 night retreat, at a minimum, you're going to want to have $2,500 in there. The most common language is something like $3,500 to $5,500, right? Once you start doing the math on, what the cost of an Airbnb is for 7, 8 people to have their own room, you're already looking at probably legitimately $2,000 maybe to $2,500 per person overall for their lodging accommodations. That budget range is there because anytime you're looking at the place that you want to stay for a retreat, you really want to pick a place that has several things. Obviously, an individual room for each person. Also, you're going to want a decent sized common area, because when you go to do your forum work for 3 to 4 hours every day, you want to be comfortable. You want to have enough space. You want to have good seating. I also find it's helpful if there's a large kitchen island, just so that way whenever you're hanging out throughout the retreat, you all have one area where everybody can come together to talk, joke, bond, etc. What do great retreat planners do when it comes to this stuff? They don't ask for consensus every single time. A great retreat planner says, hey guys, real quick, I'm about to be planning the retreat. You're normally at least 6 months in advance. And they say, hey, Constitution calls for X budget range, $3,500 to $5,500. Does anybody have a problem with that this year? Otherwise, I'm going to proceed. And then sometimes they'll say, hey, where do we want to go, right? Let's confirm, 3 or 4 nights per the Constitution. And then what do we want? Do we want mountains or city or beach? What do we want? And normally they'll get feedback on that. But after that, they don't really need to get any more consensus from the group. I think that a lot of times it tends to slow down the retreat planning process when at every single juncture you've got a retreat planner that's asking, hey, what do you think about these accommodations?
And this place versus these 5 other places. And then, all right, let's talk about activities here. Hey guys, I've got 12 of us, I got 12 to choose from.
All right, let's talk content for the retreat and the agenda. So normally you want to split things up a third. 1/3 work time, forum exercises, 1/3 activities. Could be learning oriented, could be fun, bonding, could be once in a lifetime experiences, whatever. And then 1/3 downtime. When it comes to what you do in each of those segments, normally you'll either have the moderator or the retreat planner plan out that content. If you have a facilitator, the work time is going to be taken care of. I'd recommend every other year, either every year or every other year, at the least once every 3 years, have a facilitator come in that can, go over a forum health survey with you to identify, hey, what are things that need to be talked about? Also, they can go over best practices and they can guide your forum through some deep, meaningful exercise that the group would appreciate doing together. Sometimes that's a life design experience. Sometimes that's goal setting and accountability. Sometimes it's, some sort of reflective exercise where you're able to look back at, say, what were the most important people, the most important events, and the most important decisions that have brought you to who you are. And then some other exercise, right, that's combined with okay, great. Now who do I want to be 5 or 10 or 20 years from now? Those are the kinds of experiences and exercises that are ideal for retreats because you're away from the day-to-day, and it gives you a really great opportunity with your forum to go through some experience where you're able to step back from everyday life, take a breath, and kind of look at your life and say hey, where am I happy? Where am I unhappy? Am I devoting my time and attention to the things that are going to make me who I want to be? A few minor things to note just to make the most of your retreat experience. Make sure that for that 1/3 work time, normally I always recommend doing it in the mornings for 3 or 4 hours, and then you have the afternoon for activities or downtime, and then evenings for experiences together or dinners, whatever. In the first 1 or 2 days, I always say, hey, go ahead and do your 5% reflections. Make sure that you look through your constitution just to update it if anything's needed to be done there. Go ahead and get your next 6 months or 12 months scheduled out. Who's going to be presenting, who's going to be coaching. Have that stuff taken care of, put it in a spreadsheet so you don't have to think about it anymore. Also, if on day 1 or 2 you're going to do some of those deep dive exercises, all of the downtime that you have later on and the late night conversations and whatnot, they're already steeped with a good amount of what I'd call just like seeded content to talk about, right? There's so much stuff that's going to come out of some sort of deeper exercise together, some sort of planning, some sort of goal setting. All of those are going to germinate a lot of really great conversations that are going to help with the bonding in that downtime for the rest of the retreat. So that way you come away not only knowing like, hey, where's this person in life right now, but also like, where are they wanting to go? And it offers all this opportunity for other forum members to be offering, ways that they can help, or where you're connecting ideas or connecting goals, whatever. At the end of the day, what is a great retreat? A great retreat happens when the group has time to come together, bond through sharing of vulnerability and sharing what they want to accomplish in life. And then also they normally come back saying, hey, I had some unique set of experiences that I might not have had on like a standard vacation or some other kind of generic business retreat. Most of the time you'll be able to come back saying, man, I feel closer to my forum members. I'm really glad that we took time to get out of our day-to-day and bond at a really great retreat. That's it.